All right. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining us today for Asset Guided Mindfulness. I'm Doug, and I'll be guiding the meditation for you today. We'll start with a 20-minute guided meditation, mindfulness of breathing, and then there'll be time, about 5 or 10 minutes, for any questions or comments at the end. So without further ado, let's begin. So you want to take a comfortable posture, whatever that means to you, whether you're sitting on a chair or on a cushion, or maybe you're lying down, but something that is comfortable to you right now. And the first thing we'll do is just gently close our eyes. And we'll take some deep breaths. You can take 3 or 4, just gauging what you feel you need. And letting go with each breath. Perhaps sinking into your seat. Letting your body relax. So that we can be here right now. And just quickly scanning the body from head to toe for any tension that you can relax or soften. Your face. There's often a lot of tension we hold in our face. Our shoulders. Our backs. And our fronts, our bellies and chests. Our pelvic area. Our upper legs, knees and lower legs. And finally, our feet out to our toes. And just generally softening the body. And maybe feeling how your body feels right now. And just tuning in and making a note of it. And when you're ready, we'll tune into our breathing. And you want to pick a spot where the breathing is most prominent for you to tune into. So that's often one of 3 places. Our nostrils as the air rushes in and out of them. Our chest as it expands and contracts with each breath, or our bellies, if you feel the breathing there, as they expand and contract with each breath. And just settling wherever you've chosen to pay attention to the breathing. Just feeling the inhale and the exhale. Being with our breathing. And allowing our preoccupations, worries, or concerns to fade into the periphery for now. We're just being with our breathing. So let your breathing fill your awareness. And should your mind drift off into thoughts, or get distracted, just noticing it as soon as you notice it, and without judgment, just bringing your attention back to your breathing. And if any tension has crept up in your body since we started, just noticing it and relaxing it. Your face might have tightened up a bit. Just silently abiding with the breathing. Just simply resting in awareness of the present moment. And if your mind is wandering or particularly turbulent today, just noticing it, no judgment or anything like that. Our minds can vary from day to day depending on what we're dealing with, what's coming up. But every breath is a new opportunity to begin anew in this meditation, to start again. So taking that opportunity if you feel like you need to. And being kind to yourself. And this is a time when our minds might be more chaotic than usual. And if you notice that throughout the day, just noticing it and being kind to yourself. There's no room for harshness. Just for being kind to yourself. This is a time where great self compassion is needed and kindness towards oneself. And so, this meditation can be a little arena for practicing that kindness towards ourselves so that we can take it out into our everyday experience. Noticing if we're harsh with our minds when they wander, and then instead making a kinder movement, being kind to yourself and gentle, and moving your attention back to the breathing. And as we end this meditation, just taking a moment to perhaps set an intention for the rest of the day. Now that we've cultivated some calm, just dropping in and seeing what kind of intention my apologies might bubble up. Seeing what intention might bubble up. And using that as a starting point for the rest of your day. And I'll end the meditation just with 3 rings of the bell. So thank you for joining, everyone. I'm sorry about that interruption at the very end there. I had turned my devices on silent, but somehow a call made it through. So for the next 5 to 10 minutes, if there are any comments or questions, anything that came up for you that you would like to share, I'd like to just remind you about Unwind Your Mind, which is going on right now for U of A students. And I'll paste a link in the chat box. But it's an initiative every semester for stress busting for students while they're in finals. And they've gone online with helpful webinars. And so you can feel free to tune into those. I think they're going on until tomorrow. But feel free to type a question in the chat box. I'll answer a question that I received today via comment in case it's helpful for anyone else. Someone was wondering about their breathing, that it had gotten shallow while they were meditating, and they were worried if it was a normal thing for your breathing to get shallow, or if they should be concerned about it. And thank you, Colleen. I'll answer your question in a second here. And so there's nothing to worry about when you have shallow breathing like that. It's perfectly normal. And in fact, sometimes when our meditation is deepening, our breathing can become a little bit more shallow. And so all you need to do is just notice it. Notice any reactions to it. There might be some fear about having shallow breathing. And just noticing that and placing those fears aside and tuning back into your breathing. And Colleen, thanks for your question. The bell that I ring at the end is actually a Tibetan singing bowl. And so it's usually, I think, almost universal to end a meditation with three bells or 3 rings of the bowl. And so this is the bowl that we have. It was hand hammered, I believe, in Nepal, but it makes a nice tone. And it's just kind of traditionally what's used for the ending of any meditation. So it's a nice little bowl, and it's nice to have that for our meditations here. Hey, Nikhil. Thanks for your question. I just saw it. So Nikhil asks, for beginners, is it recommended to keep a journal to reflect or track our meditation session, breathing, number, or kind of distractions every day? And that's a really great question. Um, I would say keeping a meditation journal um, is fine, um, but you don't want to get too in depth with tracking perhaps statistics or trying to gauge any kind of progress um, because um, sometimes it can be a distraction and we can get bogged down in statistics. And if we see that we're getting distracted a lot, it can be even more distressing to know that it's on paper and see it on paper. But I have used a meditation journal in the past, I believe, and it's helpful just to jot down some notes about how the meditation made you feel, and maybe just some high level notes about how it went today, and and um, and what you felt, and kind of leave it at that. But um, you don't want to get into tracking or trying to gauge progress um, because that can often be something that stresses people out. Um, and really, the best advice for any beginner um, is just to keep on meditating um, and not worry about the particulars of how you're doing. Um, and and so yeah, that's what I would offer in response to that question. So keeping a meditation journal is nice, but keep it high level and don't get into kind of tracking statistics of any kind or how distracted you are every day on a scale of 1 to 10 or something like that. But a meditation journal is a great idea. Um, so and I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name. Dhruv um, asked, when is the best time of the day to meditate? So traditionally, most meditation teachers would say in the morning um, is the best time. You wake up, you haven't succumbed to any distractions of the day yet. You haven't attended to your phone or your email, your inbox, and to have that calm at the very beginning of the day um, is particularly useful because it can be a great starting point for the rest of your entire day. Um, but with that being said, the best time to meditate is the time that you can make. And if mornings aren't working for you, um, then picking a time that's going to work for you, that'll fit into your schedule, and try to make it consistent. Um, so trying to make it always after work, or always after you finish dinner, or always at 7 p.m. Um, and trying to make it a consistent daily routine, and not worrying so much about how much you meditate each time, but consistency is more important than worrying about how much you're meditating. So that's what I would say. So I'm not a morning person, so I don't tend to meditate in the mornings. But when I do, I greatly appreciate it. But I tend to meditate at lunch, in the afternoons, or in the evenings. Great. Well, thank you guys so much for your questions. It's so nice to get questions from people and to know that there are people on the other end of this screen and to interact with you. I love it so much, and it's really a privilege to be here and so helpful for me, and I hope for you. So have a great rest of your day, and thank you for doing the work that you did today. I know that it will help everyone that you encounter. along your way today. Thank you, Paula. I appreciate that. Have a great day, everyone.